Are you hosting a get-together for the big game coming up and you need some gluten-free appetizer ideas? I've got you covered in this video. Hi, I'm Alicia Falk-Horton from Alicia's Ample Kitchen, and I love to take recipes and make them gluten-free. Today I want to talk about gluten-free appetizers. They don't have to be as hard as you think they do. Many big game appetizers are already naturally gluten-free, and there's not a bunch of substitution or changes that you need to do. So let's start off with the veggie tray. Yummy, fresh vegetables, obviously naturally gluten-free, a great thing to have for those gluten-free guests. The only thing you really want to watch for is the dips. Some dips could be processed in a factory that contains wheat or gluten. So just check your labels and make sure they don't say contain wheat on them, and you should be good to go. Like hummus or even a ranch or veggie dip should be totally fine. Next, let's keep talking about those dips. A yummy guacamole, whether you make it fresh at home or you get it in the store, should be gluten-free. Many of them do not contain gluten at all, and they're super delicious. And tortilla chips, if made from corn, are also gluten-free. So a very easy appetizer for the big game. Next, we have a buffalo chicken dip. Now, many people love buffalo chicken dip, and they love to put bread or pita inside of the dip. So if you're having a gluten-free friend come over, do them a favor and don't even have any gluten-containing breads near that dip. You could dip your veggies into it, or there is many pre-made gluten-free bread and cracker options that you can have for your guests. Next, I love to make loaded potato skins. They are gluten-free potatoes, yummy. That is just good football food in my opinion. So the potato itself, sour cream, chives, cheese. The only thing you really need to watch for is like bacon or ham if you want to add that to your loaded potato skins. Just make sure that it is labeled gluten-free. I love Hormel Black Label bacon. That is my favorite for using in my recipes. All right, let's talk desserts. Now, I want to make it super easy for you because making things from scratch isn't always everybody's jam, but I just love little football shaped brownies. So definitely try this mix here. It's super easy. You add the ingredients, mix, it's ready to go, and it's gluten-free. All right, lastly, let's talk about those big game appetizers and snacks that you see very often but could contain gluten and aren't as easy to buy pre-packaged versus making it at home. First one is chicken wings. You're not gonna find a gluten-free chicken wing very easily, but there is some really great gluten-free chicken tenders on the market that are super easy to cook inside of an air fryer or an oven, and this is my absolute favorite. Then you have meatballs. Meatballs are super popular here in my hometown anyway for any get-together, whether it's Christmas, New Year's, the big game, it doesn't matter. There's meatballs present. But meatballs are like horrible for the gluten-free friends because they're usually made with some type of breadcrumb, flour, crouton. I mean, people use all sorts of different things, but they're all containing gluten to help keep that meatball stuck together. So there are some gluten-free recipes, obviously. They usually use like a gluten-free panko or breadcrumb, something like that. But even if you do make some meatballs and you don't feel like going and finding some in the freezer section, or maybe your store is like mine and they never have gluten-free meatballs in the freezer section available, they sell out within seconds. It is a pretty low risk contamination for your gluten-free friends. So let's talk about that for a quick second. So cross-contamination just means like you grabbed one spoon from maybe those meatballs and you use the same spoon for the chicken dip. Now the stuff that had the wheat in it or the gluten is touching the non-gluten, the gluten-free stuff. So the best way to kind of make everyone happy if you have regular gluten guests and gluten-free guests is to have separate areas for both. I have done this in the past and I have not gotten sick. It of course depends on how severe of an allergy they have or if they're just doing it for dietary needs. So you can have one section with your gluten yumminess with their own separate utensils and all of that, and then you have an awesome little section for your gluten-free friends that have all of their yummy gluten-free food on it. I hope you enjoy the big game and the fun commercials and of course the gluten-free snacks that you're about to partake or maybe even make for your friends or yourself. And until next time, make sure to hit that subscribe and like button for more gluten-free tips, tricks, and recipes.